Hello. How are you? Okay. It looks like everything is ready to go. I've got 3 pooches in here. I've got you. Oh my God. Here we go. Hey, I'm engaged. Hey, I just asked a lady to marry me.
Hey, this is Blue State Rob, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast,
Hey.
a show hosted by a liberal Republican whose ancestry dates back to the small country of Armenia and fueled by bouts of anxiety and adult attention hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. It's not the best, but still better than radio. Anyway, here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures Monday through Friday. It has been quite some time since we started doing this. All sorts of experiences learned about what to do, what not to do, good ideas or ideas that started out good and like, it's not so good. Ideas that were bad and then, it's still bad. Have you been following all this nonsense about Facebook? Some lady who I don't even remember her name. They just call the whistleblower. She's coming clean about Facebook. Oh, my God. Facebook is the American or the worldwide punching bag. You know, when in doubt, it seems that everybody can have unification about Facebook. This is bullshit. I'm Team Zuckerberg, Team Facebook. I don't buy this business of Facebook is evil. Facebook causes division. Facebook causes this, and Facebook does that. Bullshit. First of all, let me tell you from experience, they're doing a bang-up job on policing ridiculous comments that shouldn't be witnessed by anybody because it's happened to me 5 times since April. You know, of course, I'm going to say Facebook is doing a great job. I called that bitch that ate all the hot dogs a crack whore, and I got sat down. So, you know, I think that algorithm is working just fine. When I said I wanted to strangle that guy, it responded absolutely perfectly. I was put into jail. Yes, it's working just fine. Facebook is not the problem, morons. People are the problem. This is the same type of argument about, guns kill people. Well, no, it's the fucking morons that are pulling the trigger. It's the crazy, it's the crazy people. Facebook does what it's supposed to do. Zuckerberg's like, well, look, you know, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We put advertisement on there. That's how we make our money. And we make it very clear that if there's some inflammatory type of content, the advertisers are going to flock away from that type of content. We make that very well known. You know, you can't earn money if you act like an asshole. So who gives a shit? It's fine. I don't know. I don't understand why everybody is throwing them under the bus. And there's a whole mob now. This is how the world works. All you have to do is get like a one-on-one interview with a news agency, whatever it may be, 60 Minutes, and then you're in front of I'm the whistleblower. I'm making a name for myself. Holy shit! I'm blowing the lid off this thing, and everybody rushes in. Mob. Let's bring them down. Let's go get somebody. We've got a common enemy. Rawr. Shut the fuck up. From day one, anytime there has ever been a way for one human to put their voice out there, doesn't matter what it is, TV, radio, Morse code, There's always been some type of, we can't have that message. Oh, no. Are you telling me that in all these years that messages have been being put out and received through whatever medium that there hasn't been, some type of, oh, my God, this is terrible. We can't have this anymore. So fuck it. Quit wasting everybody's fucking time with your stupid scented dog and pony show. Let this chick ride off into the sunset. She'll probably have a book deal and whatever. I'm looking at the usual suspects who act like they know everything. Dumb shit QAnon Dirk and Patriot Nick are like, oh, yeah, fact checkers this, fact checkers that. These are the morons who are usually pissed off whenever their stupid information that they throw out there gets flagged as misinformation. So I don't know what the problem is of all of you people, but you seem to have all joined the mob. I see mazes out there. Eric, you really are demented and disturbed. Well, that's a horrible thing to say. I mean, how could you possibly say such a thing? Excuse me if I don't pile on with this mob mentality like you morons do. Oh, my God, what a terrible thing to do. It's Facebook's fault. Facebook is hurting people. Come on. People are generally assholes, okay? And when you can go ahead and throw something out there, of course people are going to go, oh, no, this is hurting me. This must be the fault of Facebook. What? Are you crazy? What a ridiculous thing this is. Waste of time and energy, in my opinion. Someone here in the house has the menopause blues. Do we have problems. Well, not me, really. It's the queen of the forest. Holy cow. Man, so just having a horrible time, lays down into the bed, and she's just like these hot flashes. She just cannot escape them. She even went so far, I don't know if it means anything, but she goes, oh, okay, I just bought something. You got to help me put it on the bed so I don't sweat so much. I go, what is it? Oh, it's a cooling sheet. I go, a cooling sheet? How does it work? Well, you just put it on there on top of the mattress pad, and then it's a cooler surface. And I'm like, oh, it's not. It's another sheet. I don't know how this cool. It doesn't feel any cooler. It feels just like any other. Oh no, it works. This works. So I don't know. She bought some damn thing. Makes her happy. It's like, oh yeah, of course, cooling sheet. One night on it, and that was not last night, but the night before. And she's like, oh boy, I only got really, really warm once. I think this thing works like a charm. I'm like, did you sleep better? I go, well, I'm not going through menopause, but no, it's fine. Sure. Last night, though, different story. Oh, my God, I can't take it. It's just the worst. I haven't figured it out yet, but why does the body go through menopause? A lady's body. I speculated. This is just my theory. The body is destroying your reproductive system. And that results in heat. Why does the body destroy your reproductive system because you can't have babies when you're old. It'll kill you. Okay? I don't know. Queen of the Forest today was laying in bed. She just started back into the school, and she's going to be doing a different job. Normally, she was a parapro in the what do you call it? I don't even know what the right word is, but a lot of the kids in the classroom have some type of special needs. All right, let's just say that. Well, after she quit that job and signed up for the world's worst job ever, and then got out of that, she went back to the school, but she couldn't get her old job back. And she's like, okay, well, whatever. I just want to work in the school. I like being hands-on. You know, that's her thing. They go, all right, we're going to make you a substitute teacher. And so she's happy with that. She hasn't done it once. It's that changed today, though. And then all of a sudden she's out of bed and she's curling her hair. I go, what? I thought you were this. I didn't know you were on already. She goes, oh, yeah. I mean, this unbelievably, I just happened to check the app and it says that I'm needed. So I'm going to be there at 8:30. And I'm like, okay. She goes, yeah, they're going to give me more notice. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, yeah, if I'm a substitute teacher, they can't let me know an hour and a half. They're lucky I looked at that app. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if you're understanding here how this works. A lot of times these teachers, they call in morning of. This is how it works. And then I think she had a realization that, yeah, that's kind of what being a sub is. It's not like they plan it out. They wake up and they're like, hey, I'm a teacher. I get 400 days off a year and summers. So I think I'm going to call in and get one of these scumbag subs to come in and fill in for me. So the queen of the forest is right now leaving the house. I can hear the garage door opening. She's going to be driving down the road. And she is a substitute teacher today. For the gym class, which this ought to be good. Oh, my God. I wish there was a camera there to be able to witness some of the things that are going on there. Literally driving down the road right now.
Hello?
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm good.
I was just talking with the audience about your big day today.
Yeah, I was planning on doing all kinds of stuff, sitting around, maybe go do some shopping, and maybe take a nap.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm until you start substituting on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But that plan was spoiled because some teacher called in.
Yeah.
Now you acted shocked by that, and you actually said, "These people got to let me know more in advance."
I didn't say it quite like that. So let's not get me in trouble before I start my first day.
You do realize that that's how substitute teaching works, right? They kind of teacher wakes up, doesn't feel so good. So, I'm going to call in, and then boom, you're called in from the bullpen.
Yeah, but what happens if I didn't check my app?
Well, I think that's part of the job. You have to check the app every morning.
Well, what if I don't wake up in time?
Well, then they'll find someone who can check the app.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
So I gotta teach gym today.
Yeah.
Today's gym. Yeah.
So, what are you gonna make him do? Run laps, climb the rope? Did you ever have to climb the rope when you were a kid?
Yeah.
How about that?
Do you remember those square things that were on wheels?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Do they still have those things?
No, they don't have those. Those are dangerous.
Well, yeah, everything was dangerous. You'd sit there and you'd move yourself with your hands, and then some other bastard would run over your fingers with the stupid thing.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And then you had a big parachute.
Yeah, I think they still have the parachute.
They do. They do still have the parachute?
Yeah.
And then you got to test the strength, see how many pull-ups you can do, the presidential fitness. I could never even do one.
Mm-mm.
It was horrible.
Now they do these new things. It's you got to do these jumping things, almost what do you call them, box hops or whatever? But you do it on the bleachers.
Like how many you can do in a minute or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's screwed up. Isn't it true that if you want to skip gym, you can take marching band or something like that, which is so not the same?
I don't know. I know Maddie was able to opt out of gym because she was in cheer, but I don't know.
She was in cheer, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, they want to They want you to move a little.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, don't take any guff from these kids.
I won't.
This is going to be a little bit of a different ball game than what you're used to.
Exactly.
So what do you think about this whistleblower saying that Facebook is evil? What do you think about that?
I think she's nuts. I mean, I don't know.
That's what I think. I think she's crazy. I think everybody is ganging up on Facebook.
I mean, I didn't watch all of what she said, but what I did watch, she said, I thought, that's bullshit, because and then I thought about you. I go, because you get banned for saying poop.
Well, yeah, that's entirely true. That's only part of it, but I think they do I think they do a fine job of policing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you say something that's out of line, they flag it. Like some of these dum-dums that listen to this show, they usually spread their misinformation about COVID on a regular basis, and then they get flagged for misinformation, and then they get butthurt, and then they join the mob that is this chick attacking Facebook.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, have a good day today.
I will. Well, I only have to teach a half a day today because I have to go to the doctor, but so I don't have to teach gym until 12:20, and then I'll come home and have a snack, and then I'll go to my doctor's.
That's a great update. I'm really happy about that.
Okay, so I'd let you know. And then at 4:00, I have to walk with Sarah Rook.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go walk on the trail over there?
Hmm?
There you go. How about that? That's gonna be a hilarious time. She's probably gonna, if she sees like some birds or nature, she's probably gonna swear at them or something like that.
She might, how she is.
How about every time she'd yell at Brad, her husband, he would react the same way? Oh, come on! Oh, come on! It's so great. Oh my God. Oh, come on.
Maybe you should go with us.
Can I?
You can, but I don't know if you'll be home from taking Kevy to the disease foot doctor.
Yeah, I got to talk about that too. All right.
But you might be. So if you are, you should go with us because that would be hilarious.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll talk to you.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye. There you go. Go to the forest. Yeah. Oh, come on. Sarah, who's listening right now to the live stream, it's her husband, Brad, and her son were all in our car. And every time he would do something she wouldn't like, she'd say something to him, and his response was always the same. Oh, come on. Like he's got a little bladder, and we're driving over to the Zaniac dinner or whatever. And he's embarrassed that he has to go pee. So sheepishly, I find out. And then she like yells at him. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. We're driving back. He just wants to get a few brewskis for the road home. I don't care. He cracks one open. She gives him the business. He's, oh, come on. The NFK. We have I had to suddenly get a hold of the foot doctor yesterday. If you're eating breakfast, you better finish it fast. I saw some horrible things yesterday that prompted me to call the foot doctor immediately. A little bit of background. Hygiene, as you know, is optional. He went to the foot doctor some time ago. They gave him some medicine. They said, okay, the description of him holding a hand grenade with his feet and then it going off is accurate. You need to wash these feet twice a day and put this medicine on them to bring them back to health. It's horrible. So we generally just have a lack of taking care of them. And, he has a little bit of an excuse when it comes to actually the toenails. He can't manipulate the frickin' clippers. And we do not have anyone in the house here who can muster up the strength to help. If perhaps he washed the foot or feet and took care of them, we might be able to negotiate that. We haven't mustered up the strength to be able to pull that off yet. Our opinion is, well, if you're not going to fucking take care of your foot, we're not taking care of them. You're going to go to the doctor, and Medicare is going to take care of it. So fuck all of this. So he's missed the last couple of appointments for one reason or another. Yesterday, I get a phone call from the surgeon about his neck. Okay, hang on. Let me go get him. So it's me holding up the phone, Kevin and I talking to this scheduler. While she's scheduling the surgery for mid-December, I look down, and the toenails are, it's like when you die, they say that your hair and your toenails and your fingernails keep growing. They're like that length. It's like, you ever see like a bald eagle hanging on to a branch in this huge talons? They're like that. I'm like, what? First of all, how do they grow so fucking fast? I think the medicine he takes encourages toenail growth or something like that. I don't know. Maybe when they scooped out the chunk of his brain, they triggered something. I have no idea, but I go, oh God, fuck me. Oh my God, never know. Immediately call up foot doctor. I go, yeah, I'll make an appointment. Yeah. Make the appointment. Go downstairs. I go, hey, dude, tomorrow you and I got to make a trip. What? What is it? Well, we're going to go to the podiatrist. What's this all about? I go, well, your feet need some care. And he's shocked. He can't figure out what. And it's like, I don't know what a dynamic. I mean, how do you not have the ability to look at your? I mean, and then the feet are just it. He looks like you ever see like those commercials for like impoverished people that need food, and Sally Struthers says if you with your $5 a month you can feed this child, and you see this kid. He's there on the ground and he's covered in dirt and his feet look like shit. That's what his foot looks like. It looks like the kid on that ad. Oh my God. So as far as I'll go is put him in the car, take him there, and then they do the dirty work. And I'm like, they're like at the docks, they must be like, oh no, they called back. They scheduled an appointment. It's happening again. No. Oh. Tyler writes, I was just listening to an episode of the Lost Zane recordings, and apparently I was talking about the last time the NFK stayed with us for a brief period. He described Kevin as clean, and I almost spit my coffee out. Yeah, boy. Things have changed. I think that was pretty recent. Amanda says, which episode? I don't know. Just go back and read. You have eyes. I listed all right there. Kate in New Jersey says, thanks for the heads up, referring to if she's eating. And she says, this is so above your pay grade. Oh. Sarah indicates, I was so stressed out about being with you guys on a long drive. No, we're pals. Come on! It was amazing. That was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life. That was so much fun. Hearing your family dynamic. You screaming at Avery to get out of the car. Get the fuck out now and go piss. All right. Moving on. I have plenty more to say. Side note, local radio update. This is weird. I'm just barely getting the details. But the company known as Town Square Media, which used to employ one Eric Zane on the world-famous, multi-talented Free Beer and Hot Wings show. They have changed morning shows on a station known as Mix 95.7. Boy, this is just this is a rare circumstance. But they did a actual going away for the current show. Hey, we're leaving. We're breaking up the show. One person's going one way, the other person's going the other way. And by the way, here's the new show. There's a guy you may remember in West Michigan who went by the name of Flounder. Joe Paez, I believe, is what he's known by. No, his real name, or I'm probably wrecking the name. I apologize. From what I understand, a super nice guy. Left what was Thunder 94.5, I think. Yes. And then went out for several years trying to find his way in radio. He's back at this radio station. And now this is the radio station that had, God rest her soul, Connie Kelly on. She passed in the past year. The guy that she did the show with was Fish. I don't know his last name or his real name, but it was the Connie and Fish show. Remember that? Well, after she passed, this young lady who I do remember her from back in the day, named Christine, was doing the show with Fish. And then, but that's changed now. Christine is going to another town, from what I understand. And Fish is taking some time away from the business. So who knows where he'll wind up. He'll probably wind up someplace in due time. And they bring in the new guy. And the thing is, they finished their last show like yesterday. And they brought in the new guy. They go, well, welcome. You're going to do great here. So this actually works out awesomely. Because typically in radio, you know, Friday when the whatever show in whatever town ends their show, hey, can we talk to you for a minute? And then they shit can them. And then no one ever hears from them ever again. And they like die. And then the new show comes in Monday and like no idea what the hell happened. But this was quite different. So that's, who knows what the hell's going on behind the scenes. But so there's that. And then what else was there? Oh, there's a country station now on 107.3 that took over when Ben and I got fired. And nobody listens to it. No one. I mean, it is so unbelievably unpopulated with audience. It's sickening. And that's because it's run by Lori. Okay? And she's horrible. And so she's been driving 94.5 into the ground. You got a bunch of hippies that listen to that station. It gets like a 1.5 share. They moved the country format to 107.3. No one, even less people listen to that. They are on their 5th morning show. And it's not even in West Michigan. They decide the Cumulus brand puts like a syndicated show on, but not really. It's like shit syndication, garbage dumpster. They've had like 5 shows doing the same thing. They give them like 15 months. Nobody listens. They blow them out. They bring in a new show. Horrible. Radio. Gotta love it. Speaking of radio, I shared this with the Patreon audience. It might have been Monday, but it's time to introduce you to 2 more installments of Easy Rhyme Rockin' the Mic. Now, for those of you on Patreon who've heard this already, you're going to be like, thank God he's playing it again because I needed it again. There's always a new level of jokes that happen with each playing of this. After I started my rap show on this given night in 1980, I don't know, 87-ish. These are the next 2 talk breaks. In this one, I'm talking out of some guy by the name of MC Shy D. And then Easy Rhyme is front selling the LL Cool J song. Here you go.
89.1 WPHS.
Okay. Again, I'm thrown off because the record, I'm actually playing vinyl records. The vinyl record ends, and then it goes into the next song before I fade it out. And it throws me off, so I stop talking. MC Shy D interrupted me.
89.1 WPHS. That was MC Shy D. Before that, we had Run DMC Together Forever. We're going to keep it going with my main man, LL Cool J. I'm bad.
Oh. Horrible. I'm bad. Now, okay. Obviously, I'm trying to sound like a black gentleman. This is what I think a black man sounds like. That's why I'm doing that. Make no mistake. If my mom happened to walk into there while I'm going, this is LL Cool J, I'm bad. And my mom walked in and I go, hey, Mom, how are you? That's how it would go.
I'm bad. I'm bad.
All right. This next one, I refer to me in third person.
That was LL Cool J on 89.1 WPHS. It's 20 past the hour of 8 in the city of Warren. I want to see those phone lines lighting up at 751 FM 89. You ask for Easy Rhyme, you talk to the main man, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince right here on 89.1 WPHS.
Some wholesome Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince rap. You talk to the main man.
You ask for Easy Rhyme, you talk to the main man.
This is horrible. Oh my God. You ask. So basically what I'm suggesting there is I pick up the phone and then I'm thinking someone will say, hey, Easy Rhyme. And then I'll say, yo, you talking to the main man. I'm acting like I've got a team of people who are picking up the phone for me. It's just me. It's the loneliest existence in the world. It's typical radio shit. That everybody's alone in radio. We're all losers.
You ask for Easy Rhyme, you talk to the main man.
You'll talk to the main man. You sound like Steven Seagal during the Dude interview, Aram says. Boy, that's a good pull. How do you remember that? When he was trying to promote his blues album, Mojo Fist. He had an album called Mojo Fist. Oh. Amanda says you got to play this for Ben. Oh, I will. So you will hear it again if you're on Patreon. I'm glad you bring that up because, believe it or not, we are doing a ultra rare edition of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast tonight, 7 p.m. All right, 7 p.m. with Ben tonight, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also today, we're going to play Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. I think the dude's name is Anthony. I don't know. I can't look. It doesn't matter. Taking on Dale for $75. Dale has won 2 in a row. Amazingly. So Anthony will play for $75. So that means all told today, at least 2 hours of the free podcast, 30 to 40 of Patreon, plus Smarter Than, plus Ben and Eric. That's a lot of podcasting.
I'm bad.
All right. If you want to enjoy this show live, currently the way we do it, Twitter, brought to you by Blue Frost IT, at Eric Zane Show. YouTube, brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Subscribe to the channel, bell notification, thumbs up. And very shortly, we'll be back on Facebook. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Please follow on all of those. Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. And in due time, I have a meeting scheduled to learn more of the technical things about what I'm doing on Twitch. So just hang tight on that. All I'm asking you to do right now is go to twitch.com/Eric Zane. Eric Zane is all one word, and follow that page, because very soon the live stream will only be on Twitch. Twitch.com/Eric Zane fan page. All right. Dear Meathead in moments. 19 minutes away from Dear Meathead. Had several people send in questions, but if you have one, please send it along. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. If I don't get to it this week, I will use it in an upcoming show. Send it along on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Shoreliners Striping. If you need to paint up that parking lot and make it look fantastic. Okay, as I mentioned, Patreon, there is a ton of things going up there each and every week. If you like this show and you're like, well, okay, the show is done. Now what do I listen to for the rest of my day? Perhaps you have a job that allows you to do that, or you like spending your free time hearing people talk. It's a pain in the ass finding a podcast that you like. All right, so you know what you're getting with me, and if you like that, well, what the hell? Give it a try. It might satisfy what you need there. So for $5 a month, you get all of my audio and the audio archive, all the current. I can't even talk. All the current audio and the entire audio archive. Okay, downloadable. Whatever you need to do, it's all there. Just $5 a month, and you're like, well, I don't know, man. I'm still not convinced. Well, just try it for 1 month. Okay, then if you don't like it, you're out $5. That's not the end of the world. Okay, very easy to opt out too. But if you do like it, you can do one of two things. You can let it ride or go for extra savings. I will save you 10% if you pay for the whole year. So what is $60 for that audio podcast on Patreon? 15 hours a week of content is now $60 is now $54. If you go the route of $10 a month, you get all the audio, all the video, all the archive, all the live streams for $10 a month. Same deal. I'll save you 10%. patreon.com/Eric Zane. Eric Zane, all one word. The open and live stream of this show brought to you by Horizon Hydroponics, HORIZEN, hydroponics.com. If you're a grower, if you're growing anything indoors, whatever it may be, Horizon Hydroponics can help you with all of the essentials to make it so that you have a terrific indoor growing season. Now, yeah, I mean, I get it. Some people do actually have the hobby of growing stuff indoors or without soil. That is hydroponics. So no matter what you're doing, Horizon Hydroponics can help you. Go to their website, horizonhydroponics.com, and order online. You can pick it up in person, or if your order is $250 or more, they will mail it to you for free. Use the coupon code ZaneShow at checkout. That will save you 10%. If you're in need of a dumpster and in West Michigan, reach out to Dumpster Divers, 616-375-9962. Call or text. Have a dumpster delivered right to your driveway. This is strange to say, but it's a better dumpster. There is a difference in dumpsters. Okay? This one is much shorter. It's not nearly as long. It's a little taller. It's clean. You open up this big giant door that you can like walk into it, and you throw all your shit in there. You close the door. They come get it, and off you go. It's that simple. They also do junk removal and demolition. This room's a disaster. Will you please rip it down to the studs? They'll do that for you. Call or text 616-375-9962. Stand by. All right. Talked about this on the Patreon as well. Needs to be featured again. Yesterday, I was reading this statement verbatim of Urban Meyer. As he finished that statement up, within an hour, whoever posted the first video of hot chick grinding on Urban posted another video. Because on that first video, if you recall, it looked like his hand was digging deep up her asshole through the pants, or even getting to the vaginal region. It looked very much so like he was getting her off. But we can't be convinced of this. We don't have the visual proof. Well, as he was finishing up the statement that I'm about to play for you, a second video was uploaded, which after further review, the call on the field stands. Urban had his fingers up her ass.
Yeah, I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction, just stupid. And so I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position.
Urban, did you fly back with the team, or did you stay in?
No, I stayed to see the grandkids, and we all went to dinner that night at the restaurant, and then there's a big group next to our restaurant. And
I found out that the reason why that question was asked, did you stay with the team or did you? He's being criticized because he didn't fly home with the team, and I'm like, oh, who gives a shit if he didn't fly home with the team? Whatever. I didn't know that's something that can be bad. Whatever. He's like, oh yeah, no, I stayed with the grandkids. We went out to eat. I stuck my fingers up this chick's ass. That's what we all went
to dinner that night at the restaurant, and then there's a big group next to our restaurant, and they wanted me to come over and take pictures, and I did. And they were trying to pull me out on the dance floor, screwing around. And
yeah, none of those things you said add up to what we saw. All right. I didn't see any picture taking. I didn't see screwing around. I didn't see anybody trying to pull anybody out onto the dance floor. I saw a hot chick grinding her ass on you and you digging your fingers in there.
Should have left.
How did the team react? I mean, they're probably pretty reactionary, or how did they take it? Your apology?
Well,
I've never understood why no one has a microphone out in the press pool. Just a one that covers like the whole room. One that's not directional.
I've always been so defensive of them. I remember when Trevor told me he was going to go to Vegas for his bachelor party. I mean, I was just, my gosh, man.
Nothing more guilty than a guy who's kind of talking like this because he's very sheepish about what he did. He feels very like he just got caught, so he's kind of being very weak with his voice. Just get in there. This is what you need to do. Look, okay. I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, He's a 57-year-old guy, and a 24-year-old hot chick is so going for it right there. It's wrong, but let's just say what it is. If he would just be honest here, instead of this mumbo-jumbo nonsense, he'd be in a much better place. Why do people do this to themselves? Let's say I'm Urban Meyer, and my hand is masturbating that woman. And I've got a huge hard-on at this point in time because she's hot and she's grinding on me. I think the world needs someone to not talk like this, not vocal fry your way through it, but to say, yes, this is how the press conference should have been. Hey, folks, thanks for all coming around. I don't want to answer any questions about the football team because I know you all want me to answer the questions about that hot chick who was grinding on me. All right, so I'm there minding my own business. This hot chick comes up and starts rubbing her ass on me. I was immediately stiff. So I went and I wanted my hands to smell like her vagina. So if I got in there deep enough through the pants, I might have been able to get some of it on me. So I proceeded to masturbate her right there on the at the bar. And then it was caught on video, and then somebody posted it. And you see, this is what happens when you're an old guy and, sex isn't quite what it used to be when you were young. I mean, if you think about it, my brain was on overload. I was not in charge there, okay? This is horrible. So that's exactly what happened there, and that's the end of it. If he were to just be honest, he'd be better off instead of making up this bullshit. I like how Amanda writes, I can't with this, and then puts a throw-up emoji. Oh, yeah, says the lady who sells dildos, double-enders to people. Shut up.
And surround yourself, and because I've seen this happen, and I just, so the team, I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one, spoke to all the players. They're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologized again for being a distraction, and coach should not be a distraction.
How about your family? Did you feel a need to apologize to your family?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, that's not me, and that's.
I like how he starts with the team. If he had his priorities straight, he'd start with his wife. You can't start with the team. The implication, Dirk writes, is he didn't fly home with the team. He may have been spending more time with the hot blonde.
Oh yeah, they were upset.
Have you talked to Shad Khan about it, and what was that conversation like?
That's the owner of the team.
Did talk to Shad, and very supportive, and Trent, I talked to him obviously at length. Right when I got that phone call that night, the next night.
Tyler writes, do you think he saw his grandkids right after, and one of them asked him if he had fish sticks for dinner? My God. This dude. All right. Let's break this down a little more. If you take a look, this is the original video. Now she's on him, and that right hand is in that weird position. Maybe he's blocking himself. Okay. No. Because upon further review, take a look at this. You'll see it twice. All right, that hand is up there. Sorry about the sound. He is digging deep there. Oh, no. The plot thickens as well because this phone belongs to her. I don't know if it's this phone, but whoever shot the video is her phone. I forget her name. Her name is something Nebraska. Like, actually, her last name is Nebraska. She has been outed. Doesn't matter what her name is. But it was her phone that shot that video, which does lead me to believe that perhaps this could have been some type of setup or something like that, which would be weird. So that is just this whole thing. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars. The team, the owner, Shad Khan, Urban Meyer must regain our trust and respect after inexcusable conduct. Now, I mean, I don't know. Is this the type of thing that the guy gets fired over? Oh boy, that could be a little weird. I think he's got bigger problems to worry about with his wife. But my God, I cannot imagine. I think that if you don't step down, I mean, talk about a distraction. Holy shit. Can you imagine how the fans are going to, I mean, I would get screenshots of him with his hand up her ass and be holding it up on the sidelines right behind him. Let's see. Shad Khan, his statement. First of all, it says here, a 9-second video showing Meyer sitting with his back to the bar in an Ohio State pullover while a young woman, by the way, the Jaguars are like, well, thank God you didn't wear one of our pullovers. He's still milking the fame from his time at Ohio State. And this was his restaurant, too, by the way. His own restaurant. Roughly an hour after the news conference, the second video emerged. They describe it as Meyer touching a woman's bottom while he was sitting at the bar. It's a little more than that. He was trying to pick her up like a bowling ball. I have addressed this matter with Urban. Specifics of our conversation will be held in confidence, Khan said in a statement released on Tuesday morning. What I will say is his conduct last weekend was inexcusable. I appreciate Urban's remorse, which I believe is sincere. I don't know if the employer can weigh in on this, right? Isn't this like a private issue? He must regain our trust and respect. Oh, come on. That will require a personal commitment from Urban to everyone who supports, represents, or plays for our team. I am confident he will deliver. Yeah, I don't know. What an absolute shit show. My God. Kate says the remorse is he got caught. I saw another, I think Tyler posted the same thing. When he says, I'm sorry I put myself in that situation, what he really means to say is, I'm sorry that somebody recorded me and I got caught. That's absolutely true. No apology like this when someone gets caught holds any water to me. You know who had a great apology? This is going to strike you as odd. But did you know that when Louis C.K. would bring people into his residence and say, hey, do you mind if I masturbate? And then would do that in front of people? I don't even know if it was all women. It might have been all women. But he started an apology tour before it became known that that was a thing, from what I understand. That's the way to apologize. If you can get to the apology before it's exposed, that holds more water. Kyle writes, Zane, behind you, your dogs are recreating it. Daisy is Urban and Bruce is Hot Chick. You sick animal. Melinda writes that Shad Khan likely said, dude, I don't give a fuck, but next time, not in a public bar. I seriously doubt behind closed doors the morals are highly upheld. Exactly right. The whole thing's weird. How the video was obtained, I think I need to know more about that as we look at Urban Meyer. You know, I hate to say to completely throw him under the bus. I think that the cover-up is worse than the crime. Him suggesting, yeah, someone tried to pull me out on the dance floor. That was stupid. I think that's bullshit. I think if he had just been honest and said, yeah, dude, she was hot. And, you know, that when you're an old man like me and things aren't that adventurous in the bedroom, I was completely undermanned there. And my poor judgment was took over because of the sexual desires I had that were completely inappropriate, but I was nearly powerless at that point. He should have said, you put any of you in that same scenario, you'd have done the same damn thing. So if anybody starts to judge me, just know, did you see her? She was a holy shit, man. I mean, a guy like me, oh boy, that is my excuse. Did you see her? That's what you say. Josh says this is good press for her OnlyFans page. So there you go. Yes, the cover-up worse than the crime. I understand where he's coming from. That can, I'm not going to sit there and judge him about that. Still sucks. I feel bad for Mrs. Meyer. And if he was doing this right, if he cared about his wife and cared about his family, honestly, he'd back away from the team and say, yeah, you know, I need to get away from the team in order to make this right with my wife. To me, that's really the only person that needs to, that I need to turn this around with. I was trying to stick my fingers up another girl's ass. That was not my wife. So I'm going to go home and stick my fingers up my wife's ass. And hopefully that will work. You got to know what ass you're putting your fingers in. All right. So how does that sound? Is that reasonable? So for the record, I can understand why some guy might not be able to resist. I understand that. The response by him is weak, and I feel bad for Mrs. Meyer. Amanda, why do you always give me gross face emojis when you regularly on this podcast have elaborated about how you like it in the spot where yesterday's BK broiler flies out of? How can you possibly have gross emoji when you've shared that with us? I'm a little concerned about your priorities here. All right. It is time for Dear Meathead. Amanda says, behind a paywall, asshole. Like that makes any difference. Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics.
Good morning.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Never better. Never better.
Family okay?
Family is okay. Diana went off to work. She's a substitute teacher today.
Oh, she is not going to do what she was going to do?
Yeah, she ended up getting a different job. She did not like that job.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. It was really, really hard on her. So she said, you know what? I can't take it anymore. I'm going to go do something else.
Well, I'm glad it worked.
So she went back to the schools.
Oh, she used to do that, yeah.
Yeah, so now she went back there.
Well, I'm glad that something worked to a point of her advantage.
Yeah, you know, I mean, she just woke up one day and she said, this is not cut out for me.
Yeah. I even thought maybe it was below her, desires.
Heartbreaking, I'm sure.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is it's not funny, but she actually liked working with the children and the moms and the dads and the foster families. It was all of the paperwork and the running around that she didn't like.
Well, yeah. I mean, that takes that takes energy and effort. I really didn't think that was a good thing for her.
Right on.
But of course, it wasn't for me to decide.
So, Dad, I've got questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready for you.
All right.
Hey, before we're ready, you know that Jason has had this operation. We're going to have it this morning.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that, but yes, I did hear that.
Okay.
But I'll talk with you more about that later. But that is pretty scary.
Yeah, it is. Sure is.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go, Dad. Mike writes this, Dear Meathead, I have an old tree stump in my backyard that I want removed.
That's funny. We were just talking about that. Okay, go ahead.
He says, do you have any recommendations on how to remove it?
Well, first of all, I don't know what kind of tree it is. And how big is it?
So is there if the size is different, it changes your technique?
Well, yes, because it depends on where it's going to be dropping and how it's going to drop.
No, the tree's gone. It's just a stump.
Oh, okay. That's easy because you and I are going to be tackling one pretty soon.
You're darn right, Dad. That's right.
All right. The stump, you dig around it at the perimeter of maybe 2 to 3 feet around it, that stump.
Okay.
Dig it up.
Yep.
I mean, dig. Take the dirt out. Take the dirt out. Go as deep as you can go, at least for 3 feet or so,
Yeah, okay, good.
And then clear it all up. Get yourself, I don't know, I have the equipment, but I don't know if he has any equipment. But you need a saw, the power-driven saw.
Yeah, are you referring to a reciprocating saw?
Reciprocating saw.
Yes. Okay. I think he does have
or
one.
any kind of saw. That's power saw.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. But not a chainsaw.
Chainsaw would be good.
Nah, chainsaw can't touch dirt.
Well, that's all right. But you can always resharpen it and clean it.
All right.
Mine is a saw, actually. A saw.
Yeah.
It's a reciprocating saw.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
Go to the core of that stump, as deep as they dug it out, and start cutting that thing right down there.
Uh-huh. Now, what about the taproot, the big one? That's like directly below the stump.
You just got to cut it.
Okay.
You chop it up, cut it up, just destroy it.
Okay, now, Dad, somebody suggested, Mike Stong suggested, that we get Tom Alexander's dynamite to blow it up.
Yeah, right.
Were you?
You don't need a dynamite because it'll blow half of your place apart.
Were you aware that he makes dynamite? Did you know this?
No. Yes. Joanne says she does.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until we had that party for him. I found out that for a hobby, he makes dynamite.
Mike?
No, Tom Alexander.
Oh. No, I didn't know that. How does it make dynamite?
Well, that's a good question. I didn't know that was the thing that people, I've heard of people like, model trains and model cars for a hobby, but not building dynamite.
They're on their way now.
Yes. Joanne says
that's crazy. No,
right, okay.
That's not my forte.
No, I wouldn't want to do that either. Okay, so there you go, Dad.
Now listen, that stump. Back to the stump. You can saw it little pieces at a time, but you got to get the whole thing out of there.
Yeah. Now, Dad, are we?
And I'm looking at it. It's really a simple and easy job. Now, for you and I'm all equipped for that baby.
Dad, are we going to have to hook a car up to it and try to yank it out at some point?
No. You cut it down 4 or 5 feet deep, and that's just it. 5 feet? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I already talked to Mike about that. He's planning on bringing a case of beer and some smokes, and
my God.
we're going to gather around and we're going to get rid of this thing.
No. And once you cover it, I'm just trying to think of, some people pour some kind of acid. I don't know what it is, but you don't need to do that. That stump is dead anyway.
Did you say pour acid on it?
Yeah, pour acid on it. When you dig it all up,
my God.
and pour it on the ground, pour acid on it.
Yeah, I don't know, Dad. Something tells me that isn't recommended to go buy some acid and pour it on the tree.
Well, I don't say go buy it. I don't know how people buy acid, but it's
Yeah, you just go to the acid store.
Forget all that. Just where you caught it, 4 feet deep, 3-4 feet, and that thing is a dead issue right now.
Yeah. All right.
You want to level it to the dirt that you're gonna, to the ground that you want to walk on.
All right. Moving on. Melinda has a follow-up question from
Hi, Melinda.
From last week's show.
Okay.
She writes, Meathead, you stated that when you, if someone committed murder in Iran, they would be hung in the middle of the city.
The city, I don't know what they call them, city center.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
it's a big circle.
Then Melinda says, well, what if it's self-defense? Like a thief was breaking into your house or trying to kill you and you shot him. Would the innocent people be hung too?
No. The only one that gets hung is the guy that uses the weapon.
Okay, so the bad guys, it's not like they say, all right, you were defending yourself. You're and you're going to be hung too.
Oh, we're actually talking about a criminal bad guy.
Okay. All right.
And a bad guy out there is really a bad guy. And you know what? That doesn't happen at all. Very, very seldom that someone kills someone else out there.
Okay. So crime is low.
Crime is low. But the penny ante stealing and there are beggars all over the streets and all that.
Yeah. Now
and people steal things, but no big deal. I never got involved in knowing anything about that kind of crime.
Now, Dad, you had indicated in the past that if someone was a thief, they'd get a hand cut off, correct?
Yeah, that's a fact. If he stole something and he got caught at it, they cut his hand.
So was it common to be walking down the street and you see several people with one hand?
No, but we see the beggars with one hand.
Oh, okay. So so the beggars would be.
They must have done something in life that they're punished, or they had a disease. I don't know.
Okay. Did they become beggars because they had one hand, or were they beggars?
No, they're beggars are beggars. There's a lot of them got two hands, but there isn't that many of them. But there is some of them. A lot of people beg over there.
All right, I got to write this down. Beggars are beggars. Some of them have two hands.
A lot of them have two hands.
Gotcha. Okay. Brian writes, Dear Meathead, and I have a very close friend who's an alcoholic. My first question, is it appropriate for me to address this problem with the alcoholic? Or is it out of line for me to intervene?
That really is a subject that I'm really seriously thinking about it, and I'm not going to discuss that with you.
Okay.
It's not me or nobody.
Yeah, right. But
say again what the issue is.
Well, Brian has a friend who drinks too much, and he wants to know if it's a good idea for him to approach the guy who drinks too much and tell him he needs to knock it off.
I don't think it's a good idea because, first of all, an alcoholic, they don't want to hear you preach to them. I really don't think so. And it really takes it's really a difficult subject for me to talk about because I don't really have any. I know how I feel. Well, listen to this now. Listen.
Yeah.
Now, this is a real life story.
Okay.
Your father drank quite a bit when he was a younger man.
Right. So did I.
I partied. I mean, I was an alcoholic, but I partied, and I really partied heavy. And things got really heavy in our family, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I was told it's either that or something else.
Uh-huh. Yeah, either hit the road or either quit drinking or hit the road.
Right.
Yep. I've been there too.
Okay. And in the photograph, I was heavily involved with my job. I was serious with my job. Never drank on the job. I drank when I got home.
Okay.
And I don't mind expressing myself.
No.
To the whole world. I don't care.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, it's a great life for.
Yeah. It is.
But then again, when you start hurting other people, the greatness has gone away.
So,
but you have to realize that hey, you are doing wrong.
Okay, so Dad, I'm writing this down. Drinking is a great life.
Yeah. I mean, at that time when you're drunk, drinking is the greatest thing in the world.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, it's fun to let loose.
Well, yeah, I did that. We partied. You were with me. We partied. I jumped the fires while I was drunk, and one time fell right in and damn near died.
I remember when you and I tried to bring that tree down in the backyard of my place up in Mount Pleasant. We decided we were going to ram it.
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh, hell yeah, I remember that because we needed firewood, so we didn't have a saw.
Oh, God.
So we didn't have a saw, so the idea was we're going to take your truck and then hit the gas and smash it, and all it did was ruin your truck.
Yeah. But anyway, where was I?
All right, well, that's it. That's all you need to say. All right, how about this one? Dear Meathead, do you like venison?
Do I like what?
Venison, deer meat.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't really make a habit of it, but if somebody put that in front of me, I'd definitely eat it and enjoy it. I mean, yeah. Venison is a good meat.
All right, yeah, and that's his next thing. He wants to know how to convince his friend that venison isn't bad, and I guess it's all personal preference, right?
No, it's a good meat. I want to call it good beef. Good meat, cleaned up, cooked up properly. It's great dinner.
Did she say visit a slaughterhouse? Oh, Dad, would you ever sneak venison into a dish, into a certain, like, would you ever replace beef with venison and not tell anyone and just trick them into eating it?
No.
All right.
I like beef, clean beef, buy it in the store. And my wife cooks it, and that's what we eat.
All right, so Dad likes clean beef. Got it.
And I would not make a habit of eating venison. We don't eat that much beef anyway.
All right. Finally, Kate writes, Dear Ruben. She calls you Ruben. I love that.
That's all right. That's my name.
Yep. I have a question, and that I'd like you and Joanne to answer. What's your favorite place to visit, state or country? Thank you, Kate.
I honestly do not want to step 1 inch away from the United States of America.
Oh, you love it here.
As far as that goes. But San Diego is a good place because it's a busy place.
It's a fun place.
And it does, yeah. Joanna's putting the words just right in my mouth. That's exactly, and it's a fun place.
Have you been there, Dad, to San Diego to visit Art and Nikki?
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
You and Diana to come.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Dad, didn't you go on like a fishing trip with
yes,
Art?
I did.
With Art and Mike?
for 4 days, and 3 days of it, I was puking.
Yeah, you had a seasick incident, didn't you?
Oh, my God, yes. Listen, almost fell overboard.
So you, now you guys went into Mexican waters way down south, did you
Oh,
not?
yeah. Deep in Mexican waters.
What the hell happened?
Well, I was so sick to my, I was sick and standing on the side of the boat, barfing over.
Oh my God,
and then I tipped over to do that, and somebody grabbed me by the collar of my shirt.
Yeah, you almost went over the side.
Pulled me back because I was tipping over into that ocean.
You'd have been dead.
I was a goner.
Oh my God!
So I was just he and I, pitch dark at night,
throwing up.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, stay where you are. Don't go anywhere.
No. Well, of course, I don't drink. I'm a pretty coherent person now.
All right, Dad, let's go over some of the things that we've talked about. First of all, we should buy some acid.
No, we should not buy acid.
All right. Next, beggars are beggars. Some have two hands.
Some have one.
I really partied heavy. Drinking is a great life.
But you lose a lot.
Yes, and Dad likes clean beef.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. I think we've covered it. Okay, well, it's Wednesday. Now, I'm supposed to see you tomorrow if Jason, well, I don't know what's going to go on because if Jason is still struggling, Mike is not coming. So at least that's what he told me. Does that affect you and Joanne?
No.
Okay. You'll still be able to come up?
We're going. Well, we can't go if Mike can know. Okay. I just realized that. No. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't.
Well, if he can't come, I should come and get you.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I will call you off of the podcast, and I will discuss this with you.
If they're not going, we don't want to be going.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll go.
Yes.
Ultimately, I want Mike's brother Jason to feel better. I mean, that is a very, very serious.
I do. He's right now under the knife right now, isn't it? Right now.
I think so. So I've got my fingers crossed that he is
being operated on.
Yeah, that's a rough go, and he's not exactly the picture of health. So I'm very worried.
No, he sure isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll call you a little later on today, okay?
Yeah, please do. We'd like to keep track of him. I'll clue you in if you do to what the surgery went or whatever,
You got it.
Okay?
Okay.
Say hello to your baby.
Say yes, Joanne, I love you. Dad, I love you, and I will do that.
Honey. I love you, honey.
Love you too.
Bye.
Okay, say it. There you go. Dear Meathead, another spectacular rendition of Dear Meathead. So you're like, what's going on? And who is this Jason? Okay. So many of you know who Charity Scam Mike is. That's my brother-in-law. Kind of. My stepsister, Elizabeth, her husband, Mike, is one of the people closest to me in my life. He has a younger brother by a couple of years named Jason. Jason is morbidly obese. I mean, like, it looks cartoonish. And he knows it. And he is waiting for some type of gastro bypass. He needs help. He's the type of guy that, like, Richard Simmons would intervene with. He's the type of guy that wouldn't leave the house. So something has to be done. A long list of health problems brought on by morbid obesity. So as he's been getting closer to when this procedure is going to take place, COVID, because you dummies won't get vaccinated, has been filling up the hospital systems. So elective procedures like this keep getting pushed back. Thanks for that. But then they discovered also that he has like this mass in his throat. They're like, well, we got to figure out what this is. So they're adding that to the laundry list of problems. There's something growing there. They can't tell what the hell it is. It might, this could be really terrible. Unrelated to the surgery, but it still needs to come out before he can have the surgery. So they keep putting it off. I find out yesterday that this dude, Jason, he's a truck driver, is over at Charity Scam Mike's house. And shit went down. He says Jason came over for a visit last week. He took a bad fall. Now, he struggles to move. This is scooter fat. This is at Walmart, and you're like, oh, my God, fat. It's that big. He's in the hospital with internal bleeding. They got that under control now. They're doing surgery right now. They're worried about the surgery with his weight. So if he pulls out okay, we'll come up north. But we're in a holding pattern. I went, damn it. Oh, my God. What are they operating on? He says they're going to try to grab the extra blood out of his abdomen. That's that's grosser than Amanda confessing she likes anal. That's pulled up in his abdomen, and they're going to do the surgery on his esophagus that I was just telling you about to get the big lump out, but they can't get a ventilator. They can't intubate him down his throat. So they have to give him a tracheotomy. Oh my God, fuck. So this shit is horrible. So that's affecting the trip. All right. Anyway, Dear Meathead, brought to you as always by, of course, JM Synthetics, online at jmsynthetics.com. Go to the garage, see what you're low on, go to jmsynthetics.com and get those Amsoil products for your personal shop. jmsynthetics.com. Thank you. Brian says, how's he a truck driver? How does he pass the DOT physical? Good question. I don't know. All right. Stevie with the insensitive comment of the day. I'm guessing referring to the obstruction in his neck. It's probably a cheeseburger. What the fuck? Dumb shit. Sick fuck Dean writes, we should outlaw forks and make background checks. Yeah, because that's the same, you moron. All right. Dear Meathead, once again. Thanks again to Affordable Limousine for being on board with this show. That is a very high-profile, high-end limousine bus transportation company here in West Michigan. I drive for them on the side. It's my moonlighting job. They need drivers, okay? If you are an experienced driver with a Class B license with endorsements, with passenger endorsements, I should say, you need to go to buscareers.com, fill out the form, and see if this is right for you. Let me just tell you, if this goes, like they call you and they go, yeah, you're great, we want to hire you. This is how your days are going to be. You get a heads up a day or two in advance, maybe a little more than that. Can you drive Wednesday at 2 p.m. taking Hope College to the volleyball game, their athletic team? Yes or no? You say no, no big deal. You say yes, you're on the clock on that day. That's how it works. Very, very flexible. You can work quite literally as much or as little as you want. This is an awesome job for somebody who's might even be like retiring, getting out of the game, but they still want to make a little money on the side. Perfect for you. All you need is the ability to take a bath, clean up, put on a nice suit, and off you go. You're dealing with amazing clients who just need to get from point A to point B safely in your vehicle. Your shuttle bus, your coach, your trolley, your limousine. Affordable Limousine wants to hire you. Skip the whole deal about getting up at the ass crack of dawn and driving a bunch of loudmouth kids in a school bus. Yes, I know there's a shortage of school bus drivers. You know why? Because that job sucks shit. Okay? The same endorsement that you have to drive a school bus, you should be driving a motor coach. Okay? And earning twice as much money. What are you doing driving that stupid yellow school bus? Screw those kids. I say screw the kids. You should be driving a motor coach now. Buscareers.com. Say no to helping children today. There you go. My troll game is on point today. But not about the Facebook thing. I believe that. That is bullshit. You can't do that to Facebook. They're doing a hell of a job. Bullshit. All right. Meanwhile, Senor Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling wants you to reach out to him. If you need that furnace tuned up, and you do, once a year, the furnace should be tuned up right about now when you're getting ready to fire that thing up. Call upon A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. Reach out today and set up your appointment about when they're coming to do that job. Cost you $79. When they're there, they're going to say, look, why don't you do this? Why don't you pay for next year's furnace cleaning and next year's air conditioning tune-up? You take care of that. You pay one low price. In 6 months, they'll schedule you again for the air conditioning job. All right. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. Don't go anywhere. I have to tinkle. Okay? Hang on. I'm bad. I'll be right back. All right. Speaking of morbidly obese, I saw something hideous yesterday. Oh, my God. Went to the YMCA to do my thing. Had a, still training, by the way. I haven't given up. Mike Ball has pretty much said that he's going to run 7 minutes and 45 seconds a mile for the Grand Rapids Half Marathon. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to run that fast. I'm not convinced that he's even training. I just heard from, I think it was Patriot Nick. No, I'm sorry. I did mention Patriot Nick before, but thank you to Jason Mays. He's in on the bet. He picks Mike by 16 minutes, 35 seconds. Fair enough. I get it. I'm so happy because ultimately that's why we're doing this, to raise money for the AT Children's Project. And we've managed to scrounge up a few nickels. And as we're approaching $1,500 raised, so anything else is, gravy considering the goal we set of $1,000. So thank you. The AT Children's Project thanks you. That is so cool of you to do that. But the race is still going on. I'm showing up. I'm towing the line. I'm discovering that I need a long, slow warm-up in order to feel comfortable. Because the thing is, you don't want to start the race in pain, which is what I would be doing if I wasn't really, really warmed up. I mean, really warmed up. The one thing I've discovered is as I get older, it takes forever to get my legs where I can run at a pace that's appropriate. Like a long time. Slowly getting faster. Like 2 miles of warm-up, at least. Sometimes more. All right. Afterwards, though, I need to clean up. I need to take a shower. And I'm in the shower, and there's a thing that's a blower motor that's drying the floor because people walk through. You don't want people sliding and falling down. So there's this thing that's pushing air, and it's hitting the curtain that is shielding everybody from me showering. And it's like blowing all over so everybody can see me showering. It's weird. I need to move this blower motor. Just turn it, 10 degrees or whatever. I walk out nude at the same time that another guy is walking through. It doesn't matter that I'm nude. What mattered was he was nude. And I'm not exactly pro walk through the locker room nude. I always have a towel around me. And if you're anybody that walks through the men's locker room and you're 100% naked, I think you're an animal. Okay? You can't do that. Now, again, I'm doing that, but I'm just moving this thing and jumping right back in the shower. I didn't know there was a guy right there. That doesn't matter. The problem is he didn't have a towel on. And I was so, oh, God. That's why morbid obesity is part of the title of this podcast. Talking about my brother-in-law's brother, Jason, the problems he's having. And this guy who was having a little bit of difficulty ambulating, but he was a big guy. He's tall, but so much fat had accumulated on his midsection. And when I saw him, I was like, oh. And then for some reason, I was drawn. My eyes went down, and I looked at where his dick is. Okay? There was so much fat around this guy's dick that there was no dick. It was a hole. You know what I mean? It like made its own tunnel around. It was like a tube. You could have put your hand, and then you would have been punching the tip of his dick in that hole. Like kind of like, if you're in a tank and you open up the window and you look out, it was like that. If you were to get a donut, like a jelly-filled donut, there's a little spot where they put the thing in and they squirt the jelly in, and it's all like, it looks kind of like a butthole almost. That's what this was. The guy was so fucking fat, the dick was gone. And I'm like, this all happened in an instant. I walked out to move that damn thing, and I looked. I saw no dick, and I just saw a mass of skin. What incredible! I was floored. I was like, how can you possibly? There is no way anybody should ever have their penis covered by massive amounts of fat so that it's not there. And I'm like, fuck, to actually go pee, you gotta pull the shit back. I mean, oh God, the odor that must be there. Really, really unbelievable. That was a very disturbing thing to have to see. Just a simple venture out of the shower. My God, that was. Terry says, did it look like a button on a fur coat? No. Melinda says, why were you looking for a dick? Well, I just happened to have my eyes were there. I didn't even know he was there. And sure enough, he goes, oh, excuse me. And I'm like, oh, hey. And I was looking down when I did it. And so right there is where my eyes just happened to be when I walked. I didn't look at him and go, oh, yeah, and then lick my lips and look down at him. I wasn't looking for dick. Well, I guess I was after I realized there was no dick there. Usual scumbags like Patriot Nick says, for some reason your mouth was watering. Don't lie to us. Well, maybe. Chris says, well, he's at the Y, not Burger King. Maybe lay off the guy. Look, I'm not saying anything that's not fact. Okay? If I see something spectacular, I'm going to talk about it. I saw a man with no visible penis. That's worth mentioning on the show. So shut up. You avert your eyes for hot young women, but not men in the locker room. Okay. Hold on a second here. I just explained to you that was an accidental glance. And I was more amazed. It was more amazement at no penis. Come on. If you see something like that, you're going to be like, oh my God. And you're going to look at it. All right. I had to share that. Just awful. Okay. Let's get into this. This is a TikTok video of a lady who has rear-ended a Lamborghini. Let me do the old screen share with you so you can check out what I'm checking out. For those of you that are listening to the audio podcast, as usual, you will need to go to the show notes and click on the show notes, and you'll be able to see what I am seeing here. Now, okay, you see this lady walking towards the car. The guy who's shooting the video has a $500,000 Lamborghini. She rear-ended him. He's flabbergasted when she says, oh, my God, you just hit the front of my car. Okay? And I have to applaud the way he handled this. Okay? You'll be able to hear it and see it starting right now.
Oh, my God, dude, she's
oh, shit. Wow.
You hit my car. You did that to the front of my fucking car.
Oh, yeah?
What's funny? That's my new fucking car.
Usually when you rear end people, that's not how this works. It's okay. I'm going to call the cops real quick. But yeah, you're saying that I hit you from behind?
No, you hit me in the front of it. Remember when I was at a red light, you went in front of me and hit my car.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
He's just laughing.
That's cool. Probably move the car from thing and I'll call the cops for you.
All right. So she's, by the way, she's a giant. She's very tall. He's probably intimidated that she'd kick his ass. Now, you might be like, well, wait a minute. How could she possibly be saying you hit the front of my car? Now, at the very end of this, they got the cell phone footage, and not cell phone footage. They got the, they had the footage at the cameras at this gas station, recorded everything, and they show it to the cops. So he didn't do anything of the sort. He didn't hit her in any way. But now people are yelling at her that they saw her hit the back of this guy's $500,000 car, and she's screaming at him. And because I think they're accusing her of being a racist.
And that's why you white people, get all this fucking privilege with this nice ass car. How do you know? Bitch, so that's my new fucking car.
Look this.
Okay, now watch.
You are here, and she can shoot. You see?
Do you have where it went in or where she drove into it? Or?
You look. You were here, and she can look. You see?
Look at this fucking guy's car. It's all screwed up. That very ending part of it, that was him just driving and then coming to a stop. And then she flew around and smashed right into his car. I needed to see follow-up of her watching that video. What an idiot. To actually say, oh my God, yeah, no, he actually hit the front of my vehicle. Holy shit. Laughing right in her face. That is fantastic. Boomer Bob says this chick needs to be put to sleep. And then he says, I got to teach Eric how to download vids. You're absolutely right. I'm old. Something needs to be done. You're absolutely right. Fat. Man, she is a linebacker, though. She's a big girl. There's no question. All right. I'll link that up. You can check that out. Okay. How about this? We have a lady from Florida who is an absolute sicko. Let's, I don't want to tell you exactly what is up yet, but this is her. She looks very distraught, upset. She's 31 years old. She's a school teacher. The fact that she's been having sex with a 14-year-old boy has just been revealed. That's the face you make when you're faced at a very long jail time for raping a child. Look at that sad face. Look at the concern. Oh. Brittany Lopez Murray was arrested Monday on multiple charges, including lewd and lascivious battery, molestation, and engaging in a sex act with a child. Okay. The court hearing was Tuesday. She was ordered to stay away from the alleged victim. She obviously made bail. She can't be around minors in the time being. According to the police arrest affidavit, she started abusing the teen who had been one of her 7th and 8th grade students at Hialeah Middle School in August, after she sent him a long text message where she expressed her feelings towards him and how she felt about him. Wait until you hear how this all unraveled, by the way. The teacher and the kid met at Starbucks for breakfast. Then she brought him back to her white Jeep where they had sex. After she picked him up from a baseball practice and from his home, they had sex. They exchanged texts about how much they enjoyed the sex with each other. Police got involved because the kid was being quite hawkish with his phone. Like he would be texting, and he got very protective of it. And his sister, leave it to the sister, she's like, wait a minute. You've never been that protective about your phone. I wonder what he's up to. And she's probably like, oh, I bet she's got a girlfriend. I got to find out. So, being a good big sister, you got to go and you got to figure out what's up. But she didn't expect to find something like this. He steals the phone, or she steals the phone from him like big sisters do, and saw the text messages and photos exchanged between the teacher and the teen. Can you imagine thinking that you're going to open up the phone, it's going to say, be just something that she can hold over his head and ridicule him about? It turns out to be, a picture, a big beaver shot of this teacher, maybe exposing her butthole or something like that to the kid. She's like, wait, what the hell? The sister alerted Dad. Dad grabs the phone, and he finds all the dirty stuff And he's like, oh, my God, I can't imagine the horror that you would feel when you realize your kid is being groomed, enticed, encouraged to have sex with this monster. My God. The defendant also had the victim send child porno images. And then she would write perfect and yum. So basically, the kid would shoot video of himself flogging the dolphin and send it off to her. And she'd write yum. Oh, fuck. According to the Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the teacher had been employed with the district for 4 years and had no prior disciplinary history. Yeah, that's the thing. It is very rough. When I went to school, there wasn't one attractive teacher. Not a one. And none of them were young. They were all old. They smelled like cigarettes and coffee. They were gross. And no one was remotely interested in any one of those teachers. They were all disgusting. And we never would have, just nobody would even think about being interested in any one of the teachers because for that reason alone. Nowadays, teachers are hot. And some of them are sick in the head and they love young hairless penis like sick fuck Dean. So they have that in common. So, that's tough on this is weird because the 14-year-old liked it. Okay. He was all about it. So it's a little bit different in the circumstances, but still rape, it's definitely legitimate rape. Okay. The whole manipulation, the fact that she initiated all of it. Oh my God. The whole Mary Kay Letourneau thing. Isn't she dead? Didn't she croak recently? I think she did. I think I talked about it on this show quite a bit. And of course, it all happens in Florida. The absolute dregs of humanity reside in that state. It is the absolute shit pile of America is Florida. There's a reason why things are the way they are there. It's because everybody in that state is an absolute fucking moron. Miami-Dade County Public Schools is saddened and disappointed over these allegations, given that the district takes great measures to ensure our students are educated in safe learning environments. Well, yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, she's an absolute psychopath. I think what you need to do, though, is if you have a teacher that's younger, you need to when they sign their contract to be a teacher, you need to get out in front of them and say, look, you're young. You could be hot. You could entice a kid. So until you turn 50, we're going to have cameras on you at all times. Just know that going forward, because we don't want any of our kids raped by any sick, disgusting teachers. All right? So until you become ugly, you're going to have a camera on you at all times. Problem solved. She's scheduled to be formally charged at her arraignment on November 3rd. She's no doubt out on bond right now. Her defense attorney could not be reached for comment. Speaking of being out, Brian Laundrie. They're thinking more and more tips coming in from the North Carolina area. The one dude said that he saw him on the Appalachian Trail, and he swears he saw him. And it's like, well, okay, fuckface. Did you have the realization after you were apart from him? If you thought that was him, why didn't you beat his ass and make a citizen's arrest or something, or do anything? Did you not realize it until way after the fact? There have been sightings all over that area of North Carolina, and I actually know precisely where this is, the actual spot on the trail where people have seen him. This is an area that the Queen of the Forest and I have traversed multiple times. I can't imagine walking on that trail and, your head's down so you don't twist your ankle. You look up, you see a face like, I've just seen a face. I can't forget the time or place where we just met. Ah, da, 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 da. It's the Beatles. Like, wait a minute, that's him? What would you do if you saw Brian Laundrie? You'd have to jump on him, right? So there's been sightings all over the place for this guy. The North Carolina/Tennessee area. That's where they're going to find him. It's going down. You watch. They'll find him very soon. All right. Sicko teacher, car smashed. There you go. We are moments away from the world famous, undeniable asshole of the day. Who could it be? I might have to throw myself in the running for revealing that Amanda likes it in the no-no. It's brought to you by JM Synthetics and TC Paintball. Online at jmsynthetics.com and tcpaintball.com. There is nothing wrong with liking it in the no-no. Patriot Nick likes it in the no-no, and he's a boy. It's very natural. Bad news yesterday, as I heard that Bennett Flooring Installation suffered a loss. You may have seen the new to them installation vehicle that they have purchased. It looks like it's an old ambulance, not that old, been converted into a work truck. So Jacob and Jason are very proud of that. They purchased some of those magnets that go on the side of the vehicle. And, I mean, I don't know how this could have possibly have happened, but somehow the magnet fell off the vehicle. I don't know if it was a bad magnet or what. But somewhere on 196 between Jenison and Rockford, on that stretch of the road, there is a Bennett Flooring Installation magnet. If you happen to see it, reach out. And we'll get it back on the vehicle. It's not going to matter. It's going to fall off again. Just get a new one and not one that's not shitty. 616-318-0167 if you want flooring installed by Bennett Flooring Installation. They'll come to your house in West Michigan, measure. They'll leave. They'll figure out the cost and send it to you via your email, and then off you go. Go ahead and do the dirty work, ripping out the old flooring, buying the new flooring, whatever it may be. But have them install it, or else your wife's going to hate you because the way you do it is going to look like hell. Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. Frank the Tank Fuss says Medicare is being taken care of right now for people that are in need. 65 and older, now is the time to enroll with Medicare. Okay, you can go to buyinsurancehere.com and fill out the form, or you can get in touch with Frank directly at 616-914-4070. 616-914-4070. Call or text Frank the Tank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. He is a licensed independent insurance agent/broker. Not just Medicare. He can get you into any type of insurance, and he does all the work for you, and you don't pay him a dime. This is extremely important for people that utilize the Medicare system, or like your old pal Eric, gets insurance on the marketplace. Healthcare.gov, Obamacare, the exchange, whatever you want to call it. He does it all. Man, insurance this year has been fantastic for us here at the Eric Zane Show podcast household, and I owe it all to Frank. When I did it the first 2 years on my own, it was terrible. I did it wrong. There is a way to do it wrong if you do it the way I did it. Call Frank. He takes care of everything. 616-914-4070. Okay. And this week, in town, Full House Comedy. Tons of shows have been booked. You've got tomorrow, Adam Ferrara at the Park Theater in Holland. Adam Ferrara, 2 shows at Billy's Lounge on Friday. And then Saturdays at Back Alley Comedy Club in Muskegon. You do want to see Adam Ferrara. Great show. Next week, Chris Kattan comes to town along with Steve Hofstetter. Different shows, different locations. All the information on comedy in your area around West Michigan, fullhousecomedy.com. Dr. Grins, no. Full House Comedy, yes. Thank you very much. Your asshole of the day. Who could it be? Let's see. Patriot Nick says, with Amanda, every hole's a no-no. That's ridiculous. What a horrible thing to say. Patriot Nick says, I had a hot sex ed teacher in middle school. She quit after someone snapped her thong because it was hanging out when she leaned over. Oh, my God. Horrible. All right, let's go over the rundown of who it could be for the asshole of the day. We had menopause problems that we talked about. The queen of the forest, off to work. Obesity causes many health problems. The NFK's feet issues. Audio from WPHS. Urban Meyer. Oh, boy. That one's rough. Shad Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We did Dear Meathead. We talked about the sicko teacher. We talked about the dumb skank who thought that the guy in the Lambo smashed into her car. Who can it be? Asshole of the day brought to you by JM Synthetics and TC Paintball. Don't forget, I need to hear from you if you want to play paintball. Coming up on the 17th of October, that is the same day as the Grand Rapids Half Marathon. Rick's like, hey, you want me to reschedule? It's like, a hell no. It'll be fine. Not worried about it. Well. Yeah, it's tough to turn a blind eye to the pedo teacher, for God's sake. That's your asshole of the day. Thank you very much. Okay. Oops. And Patreon happens. A little bit later on, I will give you a heads up. Oops. I will give you a heads up with a little note and a reminder on Patreon that the show will be starting momentarily. With a little luck, it'll be 11 a.m., but probably not, because I have Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia happening in about 28 minutes on Patreon. All right? Folks, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. As always, another show is in the books. Please spread the word about the show if you can on Apple Podcasts. Give me 5 stars. Throw a review at me, whatever it may be. And I'll talk to you later on Patreon. Until next time, thank you, folks. Bye-bye.